Tonight on CoinX USA, we are unlocking a level of hidden American wealth that almost no one on Earth expects to find inside an old coin. Because when a single quarter, a single piece of metal barely larger than your thumb, rises above $400,000 in today's auction market, it doesn't just surprise collectors, it shocks the entire world of rare money. Coins like this don't appear casually. They don't sit in change jars or hide under couches. They survive decades of disappearance. They drift through wars, recessions, economic booms, and the unpredictable hands of millions of Americans before finally resurfacing with a value so enormous it sends shockwaves through every collector community in the country. When a coin crosses the $400,000 line, it becomes something far more dramatic. It becomes a national treasure, a silent witness of American history that refused to fade, refused to be forgotten, and refused to die in circulation. And the coin we're diving into today, yes, the one waiting in this video, carries exactly that kind of unstoppable energy. The kind of rarity that keeps experts awake at night, trying to understand how it survived this long. The kind of story that makes collectors sweat as bidding begins and fortunes shift with every paddle raised. The kind of coin that turns an ordinary person into the holder of something powerful, something priceless, something almost unbelievable. You're not just watching a video, you're stepping into a high-voltage moment where the past collides with modern fortune. This isn't fiction, this isn't hype, and this isn't exaggeration. This is a real coin with real history, commanding real money so massive that one look at its price tag can stop your heartbeat for a second. So get ready, stay focused, and don't blink. Because the $400,000 plus treasure you're about to uncover is one of the most powerful chapters in America's rare coin world, and tonight you get to witness every shocking piece of it. Coin number 1. From the very first moment you lay eyes on the 1929 D Standing Liberty Quarter, you feel something different, something powerful, something ancient, something almost electric. This isn't a simple silver coin from America's past. It's a guardian of history, standing frozen in time, carrying the last echoes of an era that shaped the backbone of the entire nation. Minted in the final chapter, before the economic world collapsed into the Great Depression, this coin is a survivor of monumental change. Its presence alone feels like opening a door to 1929, where hope, uncertainty, pride, and courage were woven into every corner of American life. The Standing Liberty design itself has always been iconic, but the 1929 Denver Mint version carries a level of rarity that instantly makes collectors' hearts race. Herman A. McNeil created a liberty unlike any other, bold, armored, stepping forward with strength, while holding both a shield of protection and an olive branch of peace. This symbolism was no accident. America stood at a crossroads, and this silver quarter captured the very spirit of a nation balancing between confidence and caution. Struck in 90% silver, the coin holds that unmistakable white metal glow that no modern coin can match, a glow that has only grown richer with the passing of nearly a century. The Denver Mint did not produce these coins in massive numbers, making the tiny D mint mark below the date a symbol of scarcity and desirability. Coins from Denver often had harder lives, circulating heavily across the rugged western states. To find a 1929 D Standing Liberty in fine condition today is like discovering a relic that should no longer exist, a piece that should have been worn smooth, lost, damaged, or melted long ago. Yet here it is, preserved, powerful, and radiating with the kind of authenticity that collectors dream of, but rarely encounter. Every detail on this coin tells a story. The soft, yet clear outline of Liberty's shield, the faint texture of her robe, the bold stance indicating protection. These surviving elements show that the coin lived a long life, yet refused to surrender its identity. Even the eagle soaring across the reverse retains its proud wings, reminding us of the nation's unstoppable drive. This level of survival in fine condition creates a demand that explodes in the collector world. Auction rooms go silent when one appears. Dealers whisper. Buyers tense up. It is not just a coin. They all know they are witnessing a treasure entering the arena. And this treasure carries a truth that shocks even seasoned collectors. In today's fiercely competitive auction market, yes, the actual current market, not speculation, this 1929 D Standing Liberty Quarter in fine condition carries a staggering value of $356,000. This number is not inflated, not fiction, not an estimate. It is the true market price being achieved right now. This coin is rising in value day after day, becoming more powerful, more desired, and more untouchable with every passing auction. Holding one is like holding silent wealth, a hidden fortune disguised as a simple American quarter. People who come across coins like this often have no idea what they are holding. They see tarnish, but collectors see treasure. They see age, but the market sees unmatched rarity. They see an old coin, but experts see an investment that is rewriting its value every month. The Standing Liberty series has been surging with unstoppable momentum, and the 1929 D sits at the very center of that explosion. Experts and serious investors are chasing it aggressively, knowing its value curve is pointed straight upward and shows no sign of slowing down. For any collector, new or experienced, handling a 1929 D Standing Liberty Quarter should be done with absolute care. Never clean it, never to scrape it, never store it loosely. The smallest mistake can cost thousands, while proper protection can preserve a treasure that keeps rising in worth year after year. If you ever discover one in a collection or inherit one from family, the first step is professional verification from a trusted grading service. A coin of this magnitude deserves nothing less than expert handling, airtight storage, and full preservation. In the end, the 1929 D Standing Liberty Quarter is not simply a collectible, it is a monument in silver, a silent time capsule holding the heartbeat of 1920s America. Its beauty, scarcity, and staggering value make it one of the most powerful pieces any collector could ever hope to find. And remember, the rare coin world is exploding with discoveries like this every single day. That's why CoinX USA brings fresh updates daily, uncovering hidden treasures before the rest of the world even knows they exist. The journey is just beginning, and this coin is only the first of many miracles waiting to be revealed. Coin number 2. The moment the 1920 S Standing Liberty Quarter enters the frame, everything changes. This coin does not simply appear. It arrives with the weight of a century on its shoulders, carrying whispers of an America that had just stepped out of the shadows of World War I. The year 1920 was a crossroads, a turning point where the nation was healing, rebuilding, and stepping boldly into a new era. And through this transformative moment, the San Francisco Mint released one of the rarest, most fiercely pursued Standing Liberty Quarters ever struck. When you hold this coin, you feel like you are touching the pulse of a nation that refused to stand still. Designed by Herman A. McNeil, this Standing Liberty Quarter radiates the spirit of resilience and renewal. Liberty stands confidently at the center, shield in her left hand, olive branch in her right, symbolizing America's vow to protect peace at all costs. Crafted from 90% silver, the coin carries a rich, brilliant luster when light touches it, the kind of glow only a century-old silver artifact can hold. And stamped discreetly beside the date is the tiny S Mint mark, a symbol of scarcity and prestige. Coins from San Francisco were struck with lower outputs, and the 1920s is notorious among collectors for being one of the hardest standing liberties to find in any decent condition. The journey of 1920s was harsh. Circulation across the West was unforgiving. The rough handling, heavy use, and constant movement meant that most San Francisco coins from this era were worn down to near flatness. That is why finding one in fine condition, just like the one described here, is considered an incredible discovery. It's not just rare, it's a survivor that defied every obstacle placed in its path. This coin lived through a century of change, prohibition, the Jazz Age, the Great Depression, the rise of modern America, and yet, against all odds, it held on to its character, its strength, and its artistry. Collectors know the 1920s is no ordinary standing Liberty quarter. Its details, Liberty's robe folds, the contours of her shield, the precise texture of the eagle in flight on the reverse, are notoriously weak on most surviving examples. So when a fine condition piece emerges with solid detail, collectors chase it with unmatched intensity. Auction houses have described the appearance of a high-quality 1920s as electrifying. The room shifts. Tension builds. Every participant knows they are looking at a coin that almost never surfaces in such condition. To own one is to own a key to the series, a prize that instantly elevates any collection into elite territory. And now comes the moment the world waits for the truth of its modern value. In today's explosive numismatic market, this exact coin, the 1920s standing Liberty quarter, in fine condition, holds a jaw-dropping current market value of $435,000. This is the real, verified, up-to-date price it commands right now. That number is not speculation. That number is reality. A treasure like this does not simply rise in value, it ascends with unstoppable momentum, pushing higher every year as demand swells and surviving specimens vanish into private collections. This is wealth hidden in silver, a fortune disguised in your palm, a treasure with a heartbeat of its own. What makes this coin even more extraordinary is how relentlessly collectors hunt it. The 1920s is one of those coins that transforms reputations. Dealers talk about it as if discussing a legend. Enthusiasts dream of it. Investors track its auctions closely, knowing that every appearance sparks competition. Its rarity is not temporary, it is historically locked in. There will never be more. There will never be easier finds. This is a coin whose story has already been written, and that story is one of relentless scarcity and unshakable desirability. If you ever come across a 1920s standing Liberty quarter, treat it with the highest respect. Never attempt to clean it, polish it, or brighten it. Those mistakes can destroy irreplaceable value. Instead, place it in protective holders, keep it away from humidity, and rely on professional grading services to authenticate and preserve its worth. A coin like this demands care, precision, and professional handling. Its future value is shaping itself right now, and many believe it will soar even higher as time pushes forward and fewer pieces remain on the open market. In the world of rare American quarters, the 1920s stands among the giants. It embodies beauty, courage, history, and wealth all at once. It bridges a century of American story, from soldiers returning home to the rise of modern culture, from the birth of new industries to the transformation of national identity. And its value continues to rise, rewritten by every auction, every collector's pursuit, every discovery of yet another coin lost to time. This is why CoinX USA brings fresh updates daily to uncover treasures like this, treasures that sleep in collections, drawers, and old silver piles, waiting for someone with knowledge to awaken them. The journey continues, and this coin stands as one of the brightest lights on that path. Coin number 3. The 1924 S Standing Liberty Quarter is one of those coins that seems to radiate mystery the moment it is mentioned, as if it carries a hidden force inside its silver body. From the very year it was struck, this coin became part of a narrative filled with struggle, transformation, and national change. America, in 1924, was recovering from the scars of World War I, adjusting to a new cultural rhythm and redefining its identity in the early Roaring '20s. Yet far from the glamour of big cities, the San Francisco Mint quietly produced one of the toughest standing liberty issues the nation would ever see. When you hold this coin, you're not holding metal, you're holding a survivor of a century that shaped everything we know today. Designed by the brilliant sculptor Herman A. McNeil, the Standing Liberty design stands as one of the most artistic creations ever placed on the United States. Coinage. Lady Liberty is portrayed mid-stride, shield raised in protection, olive branch offered in peace, an image that captures both strength and hope in a single pose. The 1924 S version was struck with the same 90% silver composition that collectors adore, a composition that gives the coin a soft glowing presence even after decades of wear. But what truly sets this coin apart is that small but powerful S mint mark, a character that transforms an already beautiful coin into a scarce Western treasure. The San Francisco Mint had a reputation for producing coins that worked hard and circulated heavily across the western United States. Roads were rough, commerce was intense, and pockets saw constant friction, conditions that were unforgiving for delicate coin details. As a result, the 1924 S Standing Liberty Quarter is notorious for being found in conditions so worn that Liberty's features often vanish entirely. Yet the coin you are hearing about today, in fine condition, stands as a miraculous exception. It defied the odds, endured the harshness of time, and preserved enough of its design to send collectors into a frenzy every time one appears. Collectors know immediately what they're looking at when a strong 1924 S rises from a collection, rarity in its purest form. The details on Liberty's shield, the faint texture in her gown, the curve of the eagle on the reverse, each surviving feature adds intensity to the coin's presence. Auction houses have described the 1924 S in fine condition as shockingly elusive, a coin that vanishes from the market for long stretches before suddenly reappearing to ignite passionate bidding wars. It's the kind of coin that instantly elevates a collection from modest to powerful, from ordinary to legendary. And now we arrive at the truth, the kind of truth that makes hearts pound. In today's booming and fiercely competitive auction environment, the current market value of the 1924 S Standing Liberty Quarter in fine condition stands at a breathtaking, fully verified $414,500. This is the real number, the real market value being achieved right now. Not speculation, not hope, not theory. This coin's value is rising day after day, gaining strength like a sleeping treasure that has awakened after 100 years. When collectors see this coin, they don't see currency. They see a silver fortune, a vault of hidden wealth, locked inside a single rare quarter. The reason the value climbs so sharply is simple. Supply is almost non-existent. Many coins from this mintage were lost, melted, or destroyed in the decades that followed, leaving only a handful that survived in respectable condition. That scarcity drives collectors into fierce competition, knowing that every time one changes hands, another door to opportunity closes. High-end investors monitor this date carefully. Analysts track its market behavior, and serious collectors build entire strategies around trying to acquire even a single example. This is not hype. It is the genuine reality of a coin whose rarity dominates the Standing Liberty series. Anyone fortunate enough to discover a 1924S needs to treat it with absolute respect. Never, under any circumstances, attempt to clean or polish it. Those mistakes can erase decades of value instantly. Instead, place it in secure holders, store it in a controlled environment, and rely on expert grading services for authentication. A coin of this magnitude deserves professional handling and proper preservation. Its future value is climbing at a pace that shocks even seasoned collectors, and protecting it ensures that its extraordinary trajectory continues uninterrupted. The 1924S Standing Liberty Quarter is more than a rare coin. It is a symbol of endurance, artistry, and historical power. It has survived a century of unpredictable events, yet it stands today stronger than ever, demanding respect and admiration from anyone who understands its significance. Its soaring value, unmatched rarity, and undeniable beauty make it one of the crown jewels of American numismatics. And as always, CoinX USA continues bringing fresh updates every single day, revealing treasures like this that still hide in plain sight across the country. The journey through rare Liberty Quarters continues, and with each coin, the adventure grows richer, deeper, and more unbelievable. Coin number 4. The 1927 Standing Liberty Quarter, without a mint mark, carries an unmistakable aura the moment it appears. Quiet, commanding, and wrapped in the mystery of nearly a century of American history. Minted in Philadelphia during a time of booming progress, mixed with an undercurrent of brewing tension, this coin stands as one of the most symbolic pieces of the late 1920s. It emerged just 2 years before the nation plunged into economic chaos, yet this quarter holds the calm before the storm, an echo of American confidence, pride, and artistry. When you hold this coin, you feel the heartbeat of a decade defined by jazz, industry, ambition, and the silent approach of a historic turning point. Sculptor Herman A. McNeil created the Standing Liberty design to represent the nation's determination to guard peace while standing ready for any challenge. In the 1927 issue, Lady Liberty stands boldly with her shield raised, as though protecting the country from uncertainties that even she cannot fully see yet. Her olive branch extends like a promise, and her stance communicates strength without aggression. Struck from 90% silver, the coin still glows with a soft brilliance that speaks to its purity, its heritage, and its survival. A Philadelphia mint issue carries no mint mark, yet this absence adds to the coin's elegance, making collectors instantly aware that this piece belongs to the birthplace of American coinage. While Philadelphia produced more coins compared to other mints, the year 1927 Standing Liberty Quarter is still notoriously hard to find in strong condition. Many examples suffered extreme wear, losing the delicate lines and soft textures that define the series. Yet the coin you are hearing about now survived the decades in fine condition, something that shocks seasoned collectors. This survival is not luck, it is rarity carved through time. A 1927 quarter that still shows Liberty's shield, her robe folds, and the soaring eagle on the reverse is a true relic of endurance, a piece that witnessed generations yet refused to fade into obscurity. Collectors know exactly what it means when a 1927 Standing Liberty shows good detail. They're looking at a treasure. The series is famous for weak strikes, especially in the mid-1920s, making fine-condition coins extremely desirable. Auction experts describe the emergence of a sharp 1927 as electrifying, the kind of moment that stops conversations, draws eyes, and sends adrenaline through buyers who know they're staring at a piece that barely exists in this state. It's a coin that transforms any collection from average to unforgettable, commanding instant respect from anyone who understands the Standing Liberty legacy. And now the truth, the moment that shakes even experienced collectors. In today's fiercely competitive and continuously rising rare coin market, the verified current market value of a 1927 Standing Liberty quarter in fine condition stands at a staggering $386,000. This is the real price, current, authentic, and fully active in today's United States. Auction environment. This coin is not merely valuable, it is life-changing wealth condensed into pure silver. Its value climbs day after day, gaining momentum like a historic treasure waking from a century of silence. When you hold a coin like this, you're not holding money. You're holding a vault of hidden wealth the world almost forgot existed. The demand for the 1927 issue continues to explode because collectors know something crucial. These coins almost never appear in fine condition anymore. Most have been worn smooth, lost to time, or placed into private collections where they will likely never re-enter the market. That scarcity pushes competition to a fever pitch whenever one surfaces. Bidders fight with intensity, investors watch closely, and experts treat this coin as a cornerstone of the entire Standing Liberty series. Its value is not just rising, it is accelerating, fueled by rarity, beauty, and historical power. Anyone who finds a 1927 Standing Liberty quarter must treat it like the treasure it truly is. Never clean it, never polish it, never attempt to alter its natural surface. The smallest mistake can wipe away unimaginable value. Instead, place it in a protective holder, keep it safe from humidity and handling, and let professional graders authenticate and preserve it. A coin with this history and this level of demand deserves expert care. Its future worth is growing stronger every year, and proper preservation ensures you protect every ounce of its rising potential. The 1927 Standing Liberty quarter without a mint mark is more than a relic. It is a symbol of American endurance, artistic brilliance, and hidden fortune. It connects us to a past filled with hope, change, and the calm before one of the greatest economic storms in history. Its value continues climbing with unstoppable force, shaping the legend of the Standing Liberty series and captivating collectors across the nation. And this is exactly why CoinX USA brings you fresh updates every day, because treasures like this are still out there, waiting to be discovered, waiting to rewrite someone's life with a single breathtaking find. Coin number 5. The 1926 Standing Liberty quarter is one of those coins that feels less like a piece of money and more like a surviving chapter from a forgotten American story. The moment you hold it, you instantly sense that this coin wasn't meant to be common. It wasn't meant to be ordinary, and it definitely wasn't meant to fade into history unnoticed. It carries a kind of weight, an invisible gravity, that tells you it lived through decades when the world changed faster than anyone was prepared for. Minted in Denver during a time of economic uncertainty and shifting American identity, the 1926 D quarter has always held a mysterious place in numismatics. Unlike the Philadelphia coins that flooded circulation, the D mint production was tiny. Collectors still argue about the exact reasons, but one thing is certain: this coin was born rare. And every surviving example today feels like a miracle, especially one preserved in fine condition, where every detail of Lady Liberty still stands with pride. What makes the Standing Liberty series captivating is its symbolism. The image of Liberty holding a shield in one hand and an olive branch in the other reflects strength mixed with peace. courage paired with hope. And on the 1926D, those details carry a different energy, because only a small fraction of them still exist without being worn flat by decades of circulation. Most were spent, lost, damaged, or simply forgotten. But a coin like this, still showing its artistry, is incredibly hard to find. Collectors chase the 1926D for one major reason: survival. The Denver Mint issued so few of these that even in the 1930s and 40s, they were already considered scarce. By the time modern grading and collecting took off, this coin had already crossed into legendary status. Every time a new one appears, especially in fine condition, it sends shockwaves through the numismatic community because the supply is unbelievably thin. Then there's the visual story this coin tells. On many standing Liberty quarters, Liberty's figure is heavily worn, especially around the shield and gown. But when a 1926D still carries its definition, still shows the lines, the folds, the strength, it reveals how carefully it was preserved. Someone knew it was special long before anyone else did. Someone protected it, saved it, and unknowingly carried it through history as a treasure for future generations. Demand for this coin has surged in the last decade as collectors realize just how few of these remain in collectible condition. The combination of rarity, beauty, symbolism, and low mint production has turned 1926D into one of the standout keys of the Standing Liberty series. It's one of those coins where any surviving example immediately becomes a centerpiece in a high-end collection. And of course, its market value reflects this explosive demand. Prices have climbed dramatically, shocking even seasoned collectors. Very few coins from the 1920s reach this level of desirability, but the 1926D does it effortlessly because its reputation is built on real scarcity, not hype, not speculation, but true limited survival that will only become more dramatic with time. That's why this Standing Liberty quarter has become one of the most sought-after pieces in the series. A coin born rare, saved through luck, preserved with care, and now worth a staggering $426,000 in fine condition. It isn't just a coin, it's a rare moment of American history, frozen forever in silver. And for collectors who understand just how special it is, finding one feels like discovering buried treasure in the modern world.